Jerry Kennedy, a significant producer, singer, and record executive, passed away on February 11, 2026, at the age of 85, leaving the country music business in sadness, according to American songwriter, country music icon, and the voice coach Reba McEntire, who posted a heartfelt ode to Kennedy the day after his passing, is among many mourning his demise. I heard Jerry Kennedy perform for the first time on Jeannie C. Riley's Harper Valley PA. McEntire wrote, "I had no idea that I would eventually get the opportunity to work with him. He was a brilliant producer, a patient instructor, a terrific friend, and a mentor. I treasure the years I spent working with him and getting to know his family. Everyone who will miss him as much as I will is in my prayers. My friend, rest in peace. Till we meet again, happy trails." McEntire wrote an homage to her by captioning an old picture of Kennedy at a mixing board in a studio. "Right, my friend," she wrote after sharing the image on her Instagram stories. "Till we meet again, happy trails." Wide Open Country claims that Kennedy was not just a well-known producer, but also a fantastic guitarist who contributed to numerous hits by artists such as Charlie Rich, Ricky Skaggs, Elvis Presley, Tammy Wynette, Johnny Cash, and Chris Christopherson. Kennedy plays the guitar on Roy Orbison's "Oh, Pretty Woman." After a while, Kennedy rose to the position of head of Mercury Records, where he signed McEntire and helped make her famous 50 years ago. He produced a number of her early albums, such as Heart to Heart from 1981. One admirer wrote, "An icon. Fav Reba's Jerry Kennedy album is Heart to Heart," among other comments on McEntire's homage to Kennedy. According to American songwriter, McEntire signed with Mercury Records in November 1975 and released her debut album of the same name 2 years later. However, she and Kennedy did not always agree. According to the publication, McEntire recorded 4 consecutive albums without achieving a significant hit. She intended to record Can't Even Get the Blues No More, an upbeat song by Tom Dampier and Rick Carnes about a lady who had become numb to her ex's infidelity, as she was planning her 5th album, Unlimited. Talent alone rarely leads to success in the country music industry. Long journeys on deserted highways, late-night practice sessions, silent support, and the unshakable faith of people who see something unique long before the rest of the world does are all ways it develops. One of the most iconic voices in country music, Reba McEntire, got that belief from a friend who was by her side long before she was surrounded by stadium lights and sold-out tours. The iconic singer is currently lamenting the passing of that great friend, whom she attributes to assisting in the development of the career path that took her from small-town stages to global fame. Over the course of her decades-long career, Reba McEntire has encountered both personal and professional difficulties, but this loss feels very personal. It goes beyond simply losing a person she looked up to. She is saying goodbye to someone who helped lay the groundwork for her dream. She is also considering the path that transformed a young lady with a strong voice into one of the most well-known personalities in country music history, as she remembers that friend. A relationship that started. Before fame, Reba McEntire was a resolute performer with a family-rooted passion for music, even before she became well-known. She sang at rodeos, neighborhood gatherings, and any other gathering where she might find a receptive audience while growing up in Oklahoma. There was a lot of uncertainty in the beginning of her career. She struggled, like many ambitious artists, to get noticed in a field full of gifted people. She met the friend she now mourns during this critical time. Based on mutual respect and a similar passion, the relationship was real and instantaneous. During a period when the music business may be daunting, this individual provided both professional and emotional assistance. Her potential was evident to them, maybe even more plainly than she did. McEntire has frequently discussed the value of those who had faith in her when she was first establishing her voice in interviews throughout the years. This acquaintance had been one of the first to see that the young Oklahoma vocalist had something special. They inspired her to seize chances, take chances, and be loyal to her genuine sound. Such a conviction has the power to alter a person's life. From little stages to huge aspiration, success in the country music industry is rarely easy to achieve. Numerous shows at small venues were a part of Reba McEntire's early career. She put up a lot of effort to establish her reputation, traveled far, and sang for small audiences. Her companions stayed a constant throughout it all. When she had to make tough choices, they gave her guidance. They rejoiced over her minor triumphs. When obstacles threatened to stop her progress, they reminded her to keep going. Their assistance went beyond expert advice. It was founded on trust, friendship, and sincere concern. Every artist has periods of uncertainty. The knowledge that someone she trusted saw her potential helped McEntire to balance those experiences. This acquaintance urged her to take advantage of chances when they presented themselves. They assisted her in overcoming obstacles as they arose. Their relationship only became closer as her career took off. Their friendship remained important despite their success. Rather, it emphasized how they had contributed to her getting to that position. Collaboration shapes a career. The ascent to fame of Reba McEntire was not a singular event. She benefited, like many artists, from the support and cooperation of those who saw her potential and sought to develop it. One of the people who had a significant influence on her early career was the buddy she now mourns. They helped shape the sound and aesthetic that would come to define her music, whether through mentoring, creative cooperation, or backstage assistance. Her decisions and the possibilities she took advantage of show how much of an impact they had. McEntire's voice developed to represent poignant narrative and a strong delivery over time. Audiences of all ages responded favorably to songs that examined love, loss, resiliency, and strength. Her admiration for the people who had assisted her in becoming so well known increased along with her popularity. She recalls a buddy who was more than simply a supporter today. They helped turn untapped talent into a lasting legacy and were a journey companion. A tribute to a great friend. McEntire's reaction, upon learning of the friend's death, was one of both sorrow and appreciation. Calling them a great friend highlights how close they are to one another. It alludes to a bond based on enduring loyalty, respect for one another, and years of shared experiences. Reflection is typically prompted by loss. This moment probably brings back memories of lengthy chats, early rehearsals, and the subdued support that helped McEntire develop her confidence. It serves as a reminder of the gradual blending of personal and professional ties. She has highlighted the part this buddy played in shaping her into the artist she is today in honors and public remarks. Recognizing that influence is a gesture of gratitude and remembering. It guarantees that their input will always be included in her narrative. Grief can be complicated, especially for someone who has been there during formative years. It conveys a deep sense of thankfulness as well as melancholy. That balance is reflected in McEntire's tribute. Legacy's weight, losing a significant character from their early days, can feel like the end of a chapter for artists with lengthy careers. They have a special place in their hearts for those who were there when they first started. They recall the hardships and unknowns that prevailed before to the steadiness that came with fame. The memories of such people become much more meaningful when they are no longer with us. Through reflections and anecdotes, they are kept and form a part of the artist's personal history. Chart-topping successes, accolades, and a reputation as one of country music's most adored artists have all been hallmarks of McEntire's decades-long career. Despite her accomplishments, she still pays tribute to those who made it possible for her to get there. She demonstrates how much value she takes on loyalty and thankfulness by being willing to publicly mourn and congratulate her buddy. In the music business, sales and awards are frequently used to gauge legacy. Relationships, however, are a measure of personal legacy. By the influence people have on each other's lives. By the ways they encourage and support one another in the face of shifting conditions. A supportive community, a sense of community, has long been associated with country music. Artists frequently refer to the industry as a family, where cooperation and respect for one another are highly prized. Friendships made in the early stages of a career might endure a lifetime within that community. This dynamic is best illustrated by McEntire's relationship with the friend she is mourning. Their relationship went beyond business dealings to become true friendship. Together, they overcame obstacles and commemorated victories. Members of the country music community are probably thinking back on their own recollections of this person as word of the tragedy spreads. Such occasions are frequently followed by tributes and encouraging words, which strengthen the artist's and collaborators' sense of shared history. Peer and fan support could be consoling for McEntire. Grief might be lessened when one knows that others value the contributions made by this person. The healing power of music. Reba McEntire has processed her emotions via music throughout her career. Her songs capture the complexity of the human experience by frequently examining themes of loss and resiliency. Returning to music during personal grief can be comforting. It wouldn't be shocking if she finally used her work to communicate this loss. Deeply personal situations have inspired many of her most poignant performances. Listeners may sense the sincerity of every note as she sings about heartbreak or remembering. Grief can be turned into something meaningful with the help of music. It enables artists to pay tribute to their departed loved ones while establishing a connection with viewers who share their feelings. Making or playing music in remembrance of her friend could aid in McEntire's recovery. Appreciation of the trip. Gratitude is typically present even during times of grief. Thank you for the time spent together, for the knowledge gained, for the support that influenced the course of one's life. This feeling of gratitude is emphasized in McEntire's thoughts about her companion. She acknowledges that without their assistance, her career would have developed differently. At a time when confidence could have easily wavered, their faith in her ability gave her momentum. She was able to navigate an industry that can be both rewarding and challenging thanks to their assistance. Publicly expressing gratitude guarantees that their impact will be recognized and recalled. It also reminds others how important it is to help up-and-coming talent. Supporting a budding artist can have a significant impact on their career, influencing millions of people. Fans share in the loss. Reba McEntire's admirers have long praised her for her genuineness as well as her musical ability. Regarding the people who are most important to her, she has always been candid. Fans are reacting with condolence and support messages as word spreads of her friend's loss. Many recognize that behind every successful artist stands a network of individuals who contribute to that success. McEntire encourages her audience to consider the individuals who have helped them in their own life by paying tribute to her buddy. The homage turns into a communal moment of remembering. In vulnerable times, the bond between the artist and the audience gets stronger. It humanizes a beloved performer when they show their sorrow. It serves as a reminder to supporters that they feel the same feelings as everyone else.